Alright, I'm back, guys. Hey, Rob, if you, when I see you, I'll let you know I can see you. Ran a little late there, brother. Alright, so I am actually forgot to turn my live stream on. Sorry, guys. I am actually already in the process of putting the ramps in. Right now, I'm putting in the pistons for the back base ramp to load. I'm just sanding anything smooth to make sure it's a nice smooth ride. I'm assuming they're going to have little pins or something that go in here to hold these things in place. If not, I will create some. But here we go. First pin. Let's see what it says. It says that I need to put the heads to the inside. So the heads go to the inside. So we're going to put this one into here and this one onto here. Just like it should. Just like that. Now, that is kind of tight, so I do want to make it smoother. So I'm going to sand it down a bit so that it doesn't take so much to get it in and out. So that's what we got to do. So I'm just going to take my, hey Rob! Glad you came back, babe. I've already, like I was just explaining, I've already done the top rail. I forgot to start live stream, sorry guy. Works that way, you know, you get down, you start building, and everything else goes away. Kid's fed, he's in plan. I got A. I don't have it glued because I want to be able to open it and close. This is the only one that I glued, which was the B with the two. It had the one on each end, the brace on each end. With C, they told me to add this brace right here, number 15. That's what the other 15 was. And then they just said to add these little brace mechanisms. I'm assuming they're the support arms for the last load and unload. I've also started pulling the pistons off, which were numbers. This was number 20. This piece here was number 20, which goes right on the end of the D rail, which is the main ramp that comes up. Let me step back here real quick and find out what the other one. I think it was 15, which was this one, and I think the other one was just the end of the D ramp is exactly what it is. Yeah, the end of the D ramp. Just make sure we put the right end. There's only one way you can do this one. That's why it's at the end. He chose to put these little pistons in. I pulled the little pistons off. I think they're there. These are numbers 30 and 29. This one would be 30, and this one would be 29. It's just the piston that connects into this little. I don't know if you can see it or not. See these two little pins right here? That's also what this arm connects into after. Whoop! Guess I gotta get it. Where'd it go? I know a dang thing. Oh, I put it on. Alright, so see the little arm right there? Let me get my big dumb hand out of the way. Okay, there's a little arm right here. This arm is the same thing as this arm is on this side. It's going to connect in on these two little pins after you get number 30 and number 29 on. So number 30, I think it is, yes, that goes into the square one that we've already installed in here. Like I said, I'm doing it nice and smooth. I want it nice and smooth. I don't want it. It's too tight. You're going to hurt your unit trying to get it in and out. So I've got to. There we go. I'm using it. You can also use. I have which I haven't used. I should. Where'd it go? Good. I don't see it. Anyways, I have a little bit of a lube that I use. It's a little fan lube that you use on PC fan motors. It's specifically made for small tiny parts and things that move and things that might get hot. Not that this is going to get hot, but you know what I mean. It's going to make it smoother. I'm going to sand it down a little bit more. I'm just going to use my, I don't know where the heck that came from. I'm going to just use my paper file just to, I think all I have to do is sand the coating down a little bit, and it should roll pretty good in and out of it. I don't want it to be too tight, but I don't want it to be too loose either, because I want it to hold the rear end up. I mean, the holes are all drilled out through here, and they are all drilled, there's a hole here, and I did drill all of these holes, every one of these holes, even though this doesn't move, and this doesn't move, I still drilled them so it gives the effect of being able to be put in a specific position. So, you can't, you can only open this one up and this one up, but that's okay. I guess you can open this one up and stick a car in from the front. Stick a car in from the front, a car in from the middle, pick this up. You can stick a car back here and 3 cars in there. So that's exactly how they're going. I'm assuming this is the loading one. It's pretty far off the ground right now. Oh, that's where that went. Okay, guess what? Found out where it went. I didn't glue it into place. It goes right here. So I'll have to put that in a few minutes. Ha! See? Not following what I'm doing, and I'm jumping all around. Alright, so we'll leave these up for now, because I'm going to be using them in a minute. I want to finish sanding this down. It's just the square piston. I'm just trying to get it to where it slides in and out a little easier. Once it does that, I'll be a happy camper. Excuse me while I use a little bit of tongue, so to speak. Alright, so that should be, oh yeah, much better. That's going to be much better. Okay, so that's much better. Okay, so now I don't mind hooking it up to this, because I should be able to move it in and out at this point, at that point. Okay, so let's see. They say to put it underneath with the stub on the inside. So yeah, there you go. That's much better. Yeah, that's much better. See, there we go. And I can use the pinholes. I'll put a little pin in there. I'm sure they supplied one or something we can use. There we go. See, that's good. Now the piston one, the round one, I haven't cleaned yet either, so I'm going to check that. And then I'll flip it around to the other side after I put this barrel in. So it goes right here in the little piston housing. Let me go ahead and pull that out for now. Move this one out of the way. Let's do the inside one first. Okay, so this one doesn't have an inside or outside. It's pretty much centered. Oop, and I didn't clean it up either. Alright, so I'm cleaning up basically the round parts. All I'm doing again with the sprue with a little tiny nail file. This build has gone pretty smooth the whole time away, except for that one little incident with the pin that I broke, which I super glued. Which is no big deal. It was on the, actually, believe it or not, I was lucky enough to have it on the B anyway, so it was getting glued into place anyways. It doesn't matter. If it was one of the moving ones, I might have been upset, but it's not. Alright, so that should go in and out pretty easily now that I sanded it a little bit. Wasn't too tight. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, that's pretty tight. What's up with that? Alright, what do I got to clear it? I got this to clear it, so let's clear it first. Okay, let's clear it first. I thought I already did this. I did. It's the end of it. Okay, so I got wood dowels that I use for barbecues outside. They're kebab sticks, and I'm just going to loosen it up a little bit inside here. Make sure I get the end of it in. Once I get the end of it in, I'll be okay. Maybe not. Alright, so now I need to find something that I can put down inside that I can clean it out with, because it doesn't want to be moved, or I can just keep sanding this down is what I'm going to do, what I'm going to end up doing. And then get my little piece of fine paper that I got right here, and I can wrap it around and do it faster. I also keep a little handy small piece of fine paper around just for these little incidences, so I can sand stuff down a little faster. I mean, I pull my Dremel out and everything. I'm going to do the lime green IH that I built. It's the one with the steering front end, the sleeper doors that open. Yeah, I can reach it, right? Yeah, I can reach it. It's right here. It's set up. I actually have six cars rolling, sitting, waiting for it to be put up. This is it. I'm going to use this one. It's going to hook up to that, so it should be pretty sweet when I'm done. Like I said, I'm trying to make it to where I can put it on any build, any tractor build. So I didn't want to match any color, so I just did it box, because I figured, red and steel look is kind of, goes with everything. There ain't nothing I can't do with it. So that's all I'm doing. I have my Coca-Cola on one with my stretched GMC. I need one for my stretched Mac. I'm just not quite so sure if I want to do another one of these, so I get more room for more cars. That's kind of my just with this one too. I do appreciate it. Again, thanks Sam Stokes. He sent me this as a gift. He knew it was one of my Holy Grail kits. I really wanted one. I've had for a very long time, since I lost mine as a kid a long time ago. I guess I wasn't a kid, I was a young man, but life happens, bro. And I can't blame anybody for it, but for me it was out where it shouldn't have been, and little hands got to it. One of my boys had a pretty good time with it. So. I think that was in the 90s. I was like in my 20s, whatever. So anyway, I was like 25, 26, 27, something like that. I think it was my youngest, or my oldest rather. No, actually, I think it was before him. It was actually before my youngest. I think I got that is what it was. And that's when I stopped doing models, I think, is when it was, when I realized that I didn't have the capability and the time to do so anymore. Alright, so now, it seems that no matter what I do, this is not going to go in there peaceably. Which, why is it? I don't understand, but I will figure the dang thing out. So is there one for one side and one for the other? Is that what it is? No. Is this one going to give me the same problem? If so, I am going to fix it right now before I even go any further. Now this one's tight, but it's not as tight. Alright, so what are we going to do for that? I need to sand it with where is it? Where is it? I need to get way down in there, so where is it? That's not going to get way down in there, but it might open up a little bit for me at the top here. There. You know what? Excuse me, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a little bit of oil. And I bet you that's what'll work. Clean this one up before I go. Rob, it'll take me like a minute and a half, bro. I won't be gone long. Just a little something to see if I can help it slide a little bit, because I don't want to keep sanding it, because then it'll get too loose once it starts moving back and forth, back and forth. I still want a little bit of friction on it, because I sure as heck don't want to end up having a problem with it. Alright, so now, I'm going to go get a little tiny tab of oil here. Alright, for now, so I don't have to run out to the shed and start looking at stuff, I'm just going to use a little bit of Crisco, guys. Crisco! I know that sounds funny, but household items do work for models when in a pinch. Not that I want to do this on all my kits, because then I'll end up with bugs coming in and driving my trucks around the house. I do live in Florida. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of give this a little bit of a bath, I think, and see if I can't get that to help. And then I'm going to drop a little bit down, one dropping down inside the cylinder, and see if it'll run down far enough for me to be able to get it in there and get it to move. I'll do the same thing with this. I give a little bit, just a little drop there. Just a little drop inside each one. There we go. Alright, now let's see if that worked, or if that was just me blowing wind. That should be what I need. Just a little bit of extra tin. Maybe not. You know, I know I should have done these pistons before I put them on the truck. And I'm glad I didn't glue that piece either. So watch this, check it out. What we're going to do is we're going to separate this one little piece right here from the side, which I did not glue. Where'd it go? Which side was it that I didn't glue? And let's not play this game. Let's go ahead and pull this off. So, see? I should have done this piston crap before I ever got this far. I don't want to break it, guys. I don't want to break it, Rob! There we go. Alright. I guess I'm going to have to keep sanding it down until it goes in there, guys. Don't really want to, but I'm going to. It's sanding a little easier now. I also don't want to try to put a square peg in a round hole either, so let's see. Let's get the end of this off now too. Maybe that's all it was, is the end not wanting to go on. We'll see. We're done. Still too tight. Well, I'm going to have to jerry-rig that in a couple of seconds here, because I want to get this one in, because I know this one's going to work just nice and smooth. See, there we go, nice and smooth. This one's going to cause me a problem too. I could tell from the last thing. Oh, not too bad. It actually came up a little bit. There we go. Come on. Uh-oh. Come on. There we go. Alright, maybe I can get it to work in there. And maybe I can't. Turn this thing around so I can get to the other side without reaching across it, then I'm going to damage something. Alright, here we go. Let's try this again. Alright, I know the square one over, so let's get them in to start with. I don't want to pull this thing too hard, and I don't want to squeeze it too hard with anything either, but I'm going to use my needle nose here to kind of like help pry it up a little bit with my finger. Yeah, that seems to be working. Well, that ain't working. I'm about ready to do mass surgery on this thing. There we go. Now we're good. Alright. Be careful not to bend it, guys, or break it. If you bend it and break it, we're going to have a problem. Alright. We need to figure out... I need to bring this down a lot more. The pin is too thick. I know I didn't get any glue in there. So I did that as careful as I could possibly do. So it's just that the hole is rather small. It doesn't look pretty rounded out there at the end, right there at the edge either. So I might try to use my little pin here to open that hole up a little bit at the end. But I'm also going to keep sanding it down for a while. Anyway, I know that this one's going to go around, so I'm going to pop this one right into place. This one goes to, yeah, see, it'll stay up or down. I don't know which one did I put it on. It shows the back one. Yeah, I put it on the back one. Alright, so this one goes to the back one. Well, I'm trying to put it on the wrong side, and make sure that there's a little edge on it, there's a little lip on it. Make sure that it goes in first, and make sure that you sand it down, which is evidently I didn't do it right yet. Alright, so now we're all clean. So what are you're working on your, I'm assuming you're doing work at the same time I'm doing work, Rob, sorry. Rob, I don't know because I can't see what you guys are seeing. You're seeing all my little thumbnails and all that at the bottom of the screen too, as well, right? I just kind of like put thumbnails down so people can see what we're working on in case they don't know what we're working on by viewing it on the screen. Because sometimes, you know, you get starting a build and it just don't look right until you get to a certain point. Yeah, I know. I did yank it out. So like I said, I'm waiting with these right here because these are actually the locking mechanisms that lock those into place. And I think I'm going to sash them and put a little dip of glue right on the end of it. I really don't want to, but it doesn't look like they're going to stay well, but the pins aren't very long. But that's basically the idea. I got to keep sanding down the pin. Doesn't go into place properly, so I got to keep sanding it down until it slides in and out smoothly. I also got to try to clean out the little hose on the piston housing. If I get lucky and can pop off the back end of it, I might do that. Because then I can pop it up all apart and sand the crap out of it, make it a lot bigger. Oh, you know what I thought I could also do? Oh, I have a little drill bit. You know, I was thinking about that too, just now. You know what? I can do that. That's how I got the other holes in it. So let's see. Which one would I use? Maybe that one. Can I get it out far enough to get the drill in there? Yeah, let's do that. All right. Look at that. Robert, you ready for this? This is where the model mechanics forum come into play. I'm bringing out the... No, I was waiting for glue to dry. Yes, I can see thumbnails. Okay, cool. Thanks, brother. All right, here we go. DeWalt time. And I'm using a small enough one. I've already checked it. My little drill bits. And I'm just going to slowly, easily, hopefully, because I did use glue and glue them up, that I should be able to just easily drill a little bit out straight down till it goes in. Oh, yeah, perfect. Oh, yeah, that's the bit. See, where there's a will, there's a way. I got to be really easy. I mean, once you build it, you might have to do the same thing, though. Because I realized when I was just thinking when I put it together, it's two pieces. And the lip that they give you on both pieces is so thin, a little bit of glue might have fallen down inside of it somehow when I squeezed it together. So you may have to do this anyways, but I recommend you do it, not on the truck. And how does that work? Hey! Why didn't I think about that before, Rob? Just grab the dang drill, because there it is. 1, 2, 3, and I'm done. I ain't no more BSing with it. All right, check it out. Here we go. This side's going on. Got the piston up and on. And get the locking mechanism in. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Swag it maybe. Heat it up a little bit on the end to get it to stay on rather than glue it so I don't get any glue anywhere it's not supposed to be. I guess right there on that tip doesn't matter as long as I don't get it inside. Yep, there it is. Alright, so now we're cruising. So I'm going to turn it around and do the other side now so I'll have that done. I got to wait for a little bit of glue to dry here myself too. I'm going to kind of look around the unit and see if I see any, like I just saw this piece right here that I guess I missed because it's on the inside. I need to get the flashing off of it a little bit from the sprue. Alright, there we go. Yeah, my biggest problem, Rob, is I shake a lot from the neck injury that I have. It really messed me up bad. I won't be picking up any more 12-foot countertops the rest of my life, I guarantee you that. Anyway, I'm going to spin it around now and drill out the other side. Man, I can't believe I didn't think about that earlier instead of fighting with it. See? Gotta fight with something first. Hey, get back up there. What are you doing? There you go. All right, cool. All right. Why aren't you staying in place? What happened? Oh, no, you're okay. All right. Oh, the legs went up, too. All right, get the leg stands back down. Back it up a bit. You know what really annoys me here on this build? They have you put the leg stands on. Okay, they have you put the leg stands on. But they don't have you put the rear end in it, so you have to have it balanced on something. Who thought of that idea? Oh, man, I'm right here. Here we go. Let's go with the driver's side, see if we can do what I just did over there without destroying it, and then make everything work, and I'm all happy. I'll put the last piece in. All right, here we go. Excuse the noise. Oh, man, this is going to be perfect. Guess what? That was about as quick a fix as any. Now, I bet you I just slide it. I bet you the sucker just slides right on in there and right on out of there, just like it's supposed to. Should make a little note in the instructions when you get your kit. Drill out piston holes. Well, looks like I might need to clean that out a little bit more. Looks like it's kept a little bit of plastic down in there for me. So let's get this back up here, and then I'm going to put the last ramp on and let this puppy dry for a bit. And we'll go from there. Oh wait, there's all kinds of plastic on it. It's going to burn it inside, so we want it to bring it out. So we're going to clean it. Clean off your bit too, guys. The plastic will melt to the bit from the heat, so once you clean it off, you should be able to go right back down inside with ease and bring some more out. Yeah, there we go. All right, we should have it all clear now. All right, come on. Wish me luck on this last one. I'm done with the piston finally. All right, smooth as a baby's bottom going across the greased floor. Awesome. All right, get the last piston in, and I'm going to have to get my Bunsen burner out in a little while after all this glue dries and do some swagging, I guess. Because I don't want these pistons to come off and end up breaking. All right, that's it. It's there. There's a whole bunch of ramp parts stuff. I want to glue this back into place first before I say it's there, but that's it. That's the base start of it. Now they want you, check this out. Okay, you ready for this? Now, after you do all of this, look, Robert, check it out. After you do all of this, you get all this stuff and you get all the way up to number 8, all the way up, all the way up. Look what they tell you to do the next step. Hang on, I'm trying to get it to where you can see it. Flip it over, and put the brakes and tires on. Who designed this instructions? I mean, wouldn't you like to, just build the bottom chassis, put the tires and wheels on it first, showing the instructions to run all the hoses down below first, then build the top of it? Makes sense to me. Yeah, believe me, dude, I got neuropathy in my hands, my left shoulder. I've got 3 titanium plates and 6 titanium screws and a 3-level fusion. My left side's pretty messed up, brother. Pretty messed up. I get the shakes, and the meds that I'm on don't help it none. They don't. I mean, it helps the pain, but it doesn't help my being able to process things and doing things, so to speak. So this is more of a, my doctor calls it therapy with me building like this. As you hear, I talk to myself while I'm doing stuff too. So my wife said I might as well start a YouTube page, a YouTube channel, because I talk to myself while I build anyway. So at least I'll have somebody to talk to if somebody's listening. So, so I started the YouTube group, or YouTube channel, after I started realizing that all my builds were being talked about. So at least somebody's listening. I know you're listening. Don't think I'm crazy with some of the things I say. Just know that I do run a place called the Model Asylum, so I might be a little bit crazy, or a lot crazy for that matter. Some of my means might not be exactly, what's the word I'm looking for, saintful, but my end result gets to the same point. And I guess, as they say, there's always 2 ways to skin a cat, or more than 1 way to skin a cat. Guess what? Yep, I fully agree with that 100%. Why does that look like it's not going downward? Did I not screw it? There it is. There we go. There we go. Okay, so just got to get used to it. See, and that's another thing I knew was going to happen. I knew that this was not going to go all the way down because I knew that these pistons were going to hit this rail. So it only goes down to there. So that's where these ramps here And these last ramps that I have on here, I think, where'd they go? I have another set. Yeah, these longer ones. These are the loading ramps. I think they get tucked underneath this axles, is why you haven't put the axles on anymore, or tucked right up underneath here somewhere. So, but those are the loading ramps for the top. I mean, come on, man. Build the whole thing, turn it over, put brakes and wheels on the back end of it. It annoys me just thinking about it. But, you know, I'm going to have to really take the whole thing and flip it over with all of these parts that move and opening. I'm going to have to flip it over and do wheels. I'd really like to meet the guy who wrote this. I really would. You know, just for a couple ideas for him. Hey, maybe I should write Revel. Maybe they change it. What do you think? Oh, I got my wrong glasses. I'm trying to read your text, dude, and I got my wrong... Just realized I got my wrong glasses on. Oh, hey, there you are. Oh, hey, cool. Awesome. Awesome. I didn't think about doing that. I could do that to my 55. Oh, you got a 55 too, huh? Awesome. I love my big TV. But I can't turn around and see mine while I'm building. It's off behind me. But I guess I could listen. I don't really want to listen to myself, though. I hear myself talk enough. But yeah, I knew that was going to happen. All right, I got to spin this thing around and get this last that I didn't glue. I don't want to glue it because I'm afraid that someday I might decide that I want to use something. And I got to fix that from happening, too. Oh, and I wonder if they gave me pins. I don't even see in the instructions that they gave you pins for these things. They give you holes. They drill holes and everything. But I don't think they give you pins for the locking of the arms back here, the piston and the arm back here, the arm brace. See, that's what this brace really is. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't move up and down. It just slides inside that bracket. The piston puts everything up and down, so when you get it up, you put a little pin. It's just like a little safety feature. But why can't they give it to you? No. Probably just saw my doggy walk by. My beast with hair. All right, so I repeat, I am not getting underneath this thing until all this stuff dries, Rob. I'm not doing it. I'm going to let everything sit right here, right now. I'm going to get rid of this oil because it didn't do any dang good anyway. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Now, I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm going to set this thing off for a couple of days off to the side and let everything dry and really cure up good. And I'm either going to do a box opening on my cement mixer or a box opening on my mailbox chopper. I'm not quite so sure which, but that's probably going to be the next thing I do, and then this one will come back out. It's kind of like the same way I did with my International up there. I kind of like did it in sections and did other things to let it dry so to make sure I wasn't messing nothing up. But the good thing is, Rob, I only broke one little tiny pin in the entire build. And that's a win-win for me and all my shakes. My wife would say somebody else built it, I guarantee it, because she's heard enough words out of me in the past couple of years. I just started back doing models end of December, 1st of January 2020. My wife got me back into it. I was kind of looking for something to do, and I guess I ran across the model auction. I think it was Tony Gerard's model auction was the first thing I ran across while going through YouTube. Or not YouTube, Facebook. And I watched this auction, and you know, I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. I just, you know, went through mine, and then I talked to my wife, and I told her, you know, that was, you know, I forget it. I remember doing models, and it was pretty cool and pretty fun. And lo and behold, what do I know? You know, that was like in October, November of 2019. So 2020 January is basically when I really started my first kit, and that kit would be my big purple rig Peterbilt that my wife got me, the Revell Peterbilt. My wife bought me that one, and she bought me the 69 Cuda that I did. Or 70 Cuda, excuse me, 70 Cuda that I did. Those were the two Christmas presents, and my son bought me this Christmas the Coca-Cola trailer. My oldest is a member on the Model Asylum group. He doesn't say a lot. He has a few builds on his shelf, but he doesn't really, you know, he's more of an enthusiast than he is a builder. But he really likes to see my builds, and he's always talking about it. And he always comes over and tries to figure out which ones I've built since he was here last and that kind of stuff. So, and he chimes in now and then. I tag him in certain things and he chimes in, but he's not really a big Facebook communicator when it comes to that kind of stuff. With the model group, anyways, he tries not to be. He's very polite, but he does like looking at everybody's build. As we all do. I mean, that's why I created the group. We wanted for a safe place to create models and talk to each other and create a place for a conversation and view everybody else's builds. And watch what they break to have to repair to make sure it looks right. But I don't think I have very much. I have a little bit of touch up to do back here on the end of it with the red. Oh, and I use, ready for this? I use red. I use gloss red hot pepper for the chassis. It's what I did the. Oh, it's what I did my Coca-Cola truck in. No, I didn't do it Coca-Cola red. Oh, look, my four-way's back together. Okay, so I'm going to take my four-way and put it down in the toolbox before I lose it. Or break it again, which I almost just did. Alright, okay, so this one goes up. This one goes up. Okay, so that's how you would load stuff in, I guess. So, I have to reach the toolbox down here, which maybe I won't put a lid on, because that looks like it's going to be a pain in the butt to open. Oh, maybe not. I do have screws, but... And nobody else is going to be doing this but me. Rob, you let anybody else touch your models, man? Like, oh, that looks cool, and reaches for it. Do you let people do that? I was talking to a guy the other day. Who the heck was I? I'm not saying any names. But he told me that if somebody wants to come in and touch his models, they're welcome to do so. They can all be repaired. I said, I agree with they can all be repaired. That part I do agree with. But I am going to have a heart attack if they drop it. Flat out literal. Depending on the build. If that dang build took me 5 months to build, or 6 months to build, or longer, and you drop it, I'm going to cry. I am. Now, I'm not going to get mad, yell, scream, holler, and, make anybody embarrassed, but I'm going to cry. You're going to hurt my little feelings, because every one of these things have a little bit of my blood in it, a little bit of my skin in it. So when they get broken and hurt, I feel broken and hurt. That really sounds like a mental case, Rob, doesn't it? Well, yeah, the frame portion is the hard part of the... I agree with you there, Rob. The frame portion is the hard part. It's making sure that all of those little parts that go across from one side to the other are actually square. That's my biggest gripe with it. I mean, I literally have a level and a small square over here. Where'd it go? Oh, where'd it go? Oh, I got a little tiny one around here, and I know I got a little level around here too somewhere. Luckily, a lot of these things, like this one, there's really not a lot to it. Once you start getting everything on it, it literally pretty much straightens itself out, because all the other pieces that you glue in place that are right are going to straighten out eventually. Like the way it sits. It's going to sit. If your shelf isn't level, it's going to sit non-level. Alright, let me see if I can get this rear end in. I only stretched a couple of my rigs because I saw somebody doing it and I wanted to know how to do it. So I stretched two of mine. I wonder if I got those on backwards. So it's just not... it's kind of twisted there. Maybe I need to pop that loose and glue it back over. But that would make it too much. Alright, they'll still go on. Alright, so let me get this one put back into place. I don't want to glue it because I didn't glue the other one. I really don't want to glue it. I don't know if I got these on backwards too. I think I do, actually. I think this one's going to go over here. Yeah, I think I have them on backwards too, guys. I did. Okay, so now I got that. See, I'm not gluing these down either. Probably should, but I'm not going to. Yeah, there it goes. It popped right in the hole, popped right into place, that's why. And I did have them backwards. So watch out, because there is a left and a right side on these base rims back here, on these base ramps back here, rather, not rims, ramps. So, and like I said, the holes are tight enough. Oops. See, when I snap this one in, that one fell out, but I can snap this one back in. But yeah, so watch out, because there is a left one and a right one. I guess it makes a difference on where the ramps, the portable ramps, the little ones that come up with it, how that it stays. I don't know where they plan on storing those. I really don't see a place to store them. Hey, how do I look on 55, bub? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Depends on the build, exactly. I don't really have anybody that does that. I mean, comes up and says, hey, and then reaches up for it or anything like that. Normally they, say, hey, I really like that. Can I take a look at it? And I would pick it. I'd take it off the shelf and say, yeah, sure, no problem. Of course, if I break it, I'm still going to cry, but, I'm not going to cry as bad. All right, I think that's it for today. Okay. You watched me frustrate myself, and then after thinking about it for a couple of moments, actually rectify my problem, so I'm good with that. So as long as this thing goes up and down and works, I might have to glue those into place. I don't want them to keep popping off, because it does vibrate a little bit. And I got to stop that from happening, so that means I got to put a pin in it somewhere to stop that from happening. I got to put pin stop in it somewhere to where that doesn't happen anymore. I gotta figure out a way to do that. Get the pistons back in so we don't end up messing anything up. Let's get this one in first. And then get these in. So, yeah, I'm going to glue these ramps on. I'm not going to play with them anymore. They keep falling off. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be glued anyways. But I was just trying not to glue everything onto it so that I could use it later if I needed to. Alright, let's keep that to where that like that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and pull my stuff back out and hit it with another spot of glue down there to make sure it stays on, so I don't want it to fall off like that. Just my luck, it'll have a car on it when it'll move over. What do I do with my little bottle? Tips. Oh, there it is. Okay. Give me one. Let's have some in it. That one's dead. Alright, there we go. Alright. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and drop a couple little small tabs of glue here. And just go ahead and glue them into place. Like I said, I really don't want to, but I'm going to. So I don't want them to fall off, and I'm just going to do a little stripe, little dot. Rob, I'm talking to you by myself, so if I'm talking to something you already know, just ignore me, brother. Okay, so which way would they go? Alright, now that really stinks, because I got to go way back to the front 2 or 3 pages, because I want to make sure I get them the way they're showing them to put them on. Okay, they don't really... oh wait, they do in the next one, because that's the way they went first. They showed that, they showed that. Okay, so here's the ramps. They're showing it with... okay, they're showing it with the outside, biggest outside opening to the outside, I think it is. Let me see here. Yeah, it goes to the outside, so this one would go over there. I had it right the first time. This one does not go on this side, it goes on this side. So just a tiny bit of glue so I can see it shine. Put it down into the place, reach around, and there we go. Okay, that one should be in the place now. I'm not going to seize it down on there and make it mold in. I'm just going to kind of like hold it for a second. I don't want it to permanently stay in place. I do want it to stay, so I'm only putting glue on the dots. So I can hopefully pop it off later. Alright. I think next what I'd like to do is, because it's showing me next is my brakes and everything underneath it, I think what I want to do is I want to wait to do the chains till the end, the chains and the pins to the end. I think that would be the smart move to do it, because I don't want to glue the chains down in case I decide to show it with the chains like around a rim or something to make it mounted, right? I would just not do that. Alright, I think it's pretty ready to rock and roll for the day and let it set up for the day. The next thing is showing me is the undercarriage and stuff, which means I can't do any more on this, Rob. I need to wait for tomorrow to do this, so it's overnight. I will be back tomorrow morning, Rob, though, and you'll see me on Facebook later. I'll be plunging around Facebook later on in a little while. Of course, I'll do my normal theme of the day and stuff like that. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Again, like, subscribe, share, follow. Come check me out so you get notifications. Make sure to follow so you get notifications when I come back on, for those who haven't. Thanks, Rob. I do appreciate you following me there, buddy. It's always nice to have somebody else to have an eyeball on me and checking out my builds and building with me. It's always a fun thing to do, is to have more than one person build. I'd actually want, like, one day to get a bunch of guys in a room, and I mean, everybody build their own build and do what they want to do and what kit they want to do, but get a bunch of guys in a room and just do, like, building, just for the hell of it. Talk about nothing but models, and, I don't drink. You guys can drink. It doesn't bother me none, but I'll have a Pepsi, and, maybe we can order some pizza and rent a room somewhere and just get in there and build for a couple hours just to hang out with each other and talk to each other. Bring one case with your supplies and one box. That's all. That's all that's required. Spend a couple hours, we rent someplace and we build and we go. And then we just talk online and keep showing our builds through that. But I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do, to have people in a room building. Alright, Brother Rob. Hey, man, I do appreciate you hanging with me, brother. I'll chat at you later. I'll check you later on. I'm out of here anyways. I got to let this thing dry till tomorrow. Peace, brother. Again, thank you for your service, Rob, and thanks for following me. Like, subscribe, share, and follow if you want some more build videos and some more live time with Joe Hudson from Plastic Addictions Anonymous. Also from the Model Asylum on Facebook. Come check us out, guys.